Joining me now, Blue Owl Capital co-founder and co-CEO Marc Lipschultz. Wow, Stargate in Texas. Tell us what you're doing.
Really exciting. So it is a part of our real assets business, which is the fastest growing part, frankly, of Blue Owl.
Really?
And yeah, and what we're doing in real assets, quite similar, if you will, to the private credit approach, is offering deep pools of capital, long-term capital solutions, in this case, to large corporate partners, and have done it for years and years and years and led that space, now specifically in data centers, which is an area where hundreds of billions of dollars of capital are required to build the infrastructure to power this AI future. And in Abilene, Texas, which is the project that we're building today, with Crusoe, our partner, who's fantastic in this, we're going to build what is now nearly 1,000 megawatt complex. Picture this, it's 8 buildings, all being built simultaneously with power, water. It has access to that West Texas power
Let's
source.
Remind people that the president stood with Sam Altman of OpenAI, Masa Son of SoftBank, Oracle. They all are banding together to make this huge investment in AI data center infrastructure. And so you get to be hitching your wagon and your money to this operation.
Yeah, so our role in this whole infrastructure complex is to be the capital provider. We have capital that's been entrusted to us by both institutional and individual investors. And look, what we try to do is provide a really predictable, downside protected return for our investors. And listen, you can't do better than companies like Oracle as your customer, or the Microsofts of the world, or the Amazons, all of whom we are fortunate enough to do business in the data center area with. And that's the real opportunity, is long-dated partnerships with these world-class companies building what is clearly transformative infrastructure.
I think a couple of months ago, I want to say maybe December, every Wall Street Journal, New York Times, there were huge articles about private credit, and you were profiled, everybody involved, the Apollo guys in private credit. I look at your stock hit a high around January 24th, which is right after the inauguration, and then we see it coming down. Obviously, we had the tariff headlines, everybody was destabilized, but what is it that you feel might bring the stock back up, and was it hit because of the uncertainty out there in the world?
So I do think, and much to our chagrin, the stock has come down from that point. But I think it's a bit of a baby in the bathwater, which is to say there was a bit of a, gosh, we don't know, the world's changing, what do tariffs mean? And the reality is that today's environment, for Blue Owl specifically, and I say this as well recognition that the world's a dangerous place today, but for our business, this is an excellent environment. Our portfolio is in very good shape. We have a lot of capital, and our whole reason to be is to provide long-term solutions to corporate partners, and particularly during times of uncertainty. Our capital is available.
We've got just a few seconds left here. The Federal Reserve meeting begins tomorrow. We're not going to get a rate cut if you believe the Fed funds futures markets, but how important is it to see rates cut in your world?
Candidly, in the floating rate business, we do better.
You do better
with higher rates.
Exactly.
But our purpose is, frankly, not to have investors have to take a position one way or the other. But higher for longer, I think, is probably a reality.